In this video, I want to focus on SSRF or server-side request forgery, and this video will be very helpful to beginners that want to start looking for SSRFs or how to basically exploit SSRFs, right? So let me show you some examples that I have prepared for you, right? But before I show you anything, I need you to understand what is SSRF or server-side request forgery, and I'm going to show you with this diagram how this vulnerability works and why is it so powerful. So as an example, let's say we have some kind of internal port that is only accessible if you're on the same network as basically this service, right? It's cut off from the internet. You can only access it either through the web server, so this connection here, or if you're on the same network, right? Obviously, if it's firewalled off, we can't really connect to it right there directly, right? We cannot just connect to it, right? It's not possible because it's firewalled off. So obviously the only way is to access it through the web server, right? Right, so this is where we can exploit SSRF, and a hacker will be able to use the web server to fetch us a response from basically the internal port or the administration service that we're not supposed to access by basically abusing the web server, and I'm going to show you how to do this now. Right, so as a normal user, if I access /admin, I get 403 forbidden because I don't have permission. But the thing is, the way this website works is if you're accessing admin through basically a trusted URL, or if you're a trusted basically network, then you are allowed access, right? So if I basically go to /proxy and then I basically enter this URL, basically what I'm doing is I'm just modifying it, because what we can do is we can actually fetch any response through this, basically for this parameter, right? So if I do google.com, for example, what I'll be able to do is I'll be able to get a response. As you can see, I'm just getting some gibberish, but what I've got is I've got a response from Google, right? So what happens if I modify this to basically saying 1 to 7, like 1 to 7, let's say 01, and then I do /admin, right? And then I just need to make sure that the port number is also included, right? And as you can see, what I've got is I've got basically access to the administration panel without actually being on the internal network. And this is a very basic example of SSRF. Now also SSRFs can be used to get the origin server's IP address, right? For example, if they're hiding behind Cloudflare or other web application firewalls or WAFs, what you can do is you can use SSRF to get origin server's IP address. Now, if you don't have any services exposed and you don't have anything to fetch a request on, what you can use is you can use free services like webhook.site and interact.sh. However, I've seen that basically these services are actually blocked. So what you might have to do is you might just get a cheap VPS and then just use that, which I actually highly recommend getting a VPS anyway for bug bounty, because it is very useful and you don't really want to use your home network because you might get IP banned, right? So basically the easiest way to fetch the response is to literally just start a Python server. So if you start a Python server with this command, and then all you have to do is just make the request to your basically server. And if I send this request, as you can see, what I've got is I've got the IP address, and then what you can do is just you can use this IP address to basically connect, right? Don't forget that there are different variations of localhost. For example, if I put HTTP 127.0.0.1 and /admin, as you can see, it's actually blocked by filtering. If I removed 10, actually let's remove 2 zeros, and I just leave 127.1, it's actually blocked as well, right? As you can see, you get bad requests, but that's not entirely true. Even if I euro encode this, right? If I actually euro encode this, as you can see, this is the message that we get on the right. It's just basically euro encoded, right? And if I send this request, as you can see, it's blocked as well. But the thing is, if you actually remove 2 zeros from this and you just leave 127.1, and if you just apply it and if you actually send the request, you actually bypass the filtering. So don't forget to check different variations and different techniques to bypass filtering, right? So now, if you would like to learn more SSRF or just about anything when it comes to web security, I highly recommend coming to Portswigger Academy, which is absolutely free. You do not have to pay anything. You just need to register an account and you are ready to go, right? So you just need to come Academy, and then from Academy, what you can do is you can learn just about anything, and it's absolutely free, as I said. So you should use this, especially if you want to get into bug bounty, because this teaches you real life examples, not CTF style, real life examples, right? So make sure that you come here and you take a look at it, and peace. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to check my course, which will be in the description below, and peace. Thank you for watching.